Right, this has had quite a good long time to dry, actually over a day. So I'm going to go back in over the darkest parts of the dog with a mixture of ultramarine and burnt sienna, making a nice dark. I'm not over mixing it in the palette, and I'm just going to go in where I see really dark fur, and I'll soften it in. And I'm leaving the highlights this time. There's a highlight down the side of his ear. Fine. And I'm going to soften it as I go. There's a highlight there just over his eye. I'm going over the top of his head. This makes a really good dark without being flat. And there's another wee highlight there, which I've actually gone over, so I'll lift it out again. My paper towel. So we're going to lift this one out, coming round the eye and down, coming down. And I want to soften where I have these in, so I'm just going to go around it with a damp brush, just to soften them in. There's a little bit coming down here and there, it's quite soft, just let that run in. Quite soft over the top of his head. And here. And there's a piece going up to his eye as well. This might look a bit like a jigsaw puzzle while you're doing it, but when you soften it all in, it does give the fur a nice glow rather than looking flat coming down the side. No matter how much you mix, you never have enough. And the dog's barking in the background. Just lightly mix it, it'll mix on the paper. And we're going into under that ear. There's a bit coming up over that eye. There's a little bit on that ear too, which is clean the brush in your clean water, and we'll soften all these parts in just gently around the edge. Keeping a look at your reference just to make sure you're getting the, because this is what forms your shape. The darker piece there. I want that just a bit gentler. So we'll just take a damp brush and just take it down into the shape that it is on the actual dog. Coming from the eye. Now I'm going to darken his nose with the the same colour, the ultramarine and the burnt sienna. If you notice from the reference photograph, the top of the nose is much lighter. So we're going to do round. And of course we have these nostrils which curl around. In this photograph you actually can't see them that well, so you have to take it. And while I have this dark on my brush, I'm going back in to darken the pupil of his eye. I'll be putting some white. Clean the brush into the clean water, dry it off and soften the nose. It's not as harsh as this. This is a number 8 sable, so I think I'm going to change down maybe to a slightly smaller one. Change down to this number 4, dry it off. It's actually quite dark there over the top of that ear where it's curling over. And there's a few wee hairs which you can use with your dry brush. I'm going to soften this again in round here. And take a little bit of that Payne's grey, blue, and just fade it in as a shadow. And some over the nose. And down. And under his mouth is quite dark as well. Use a wee bit of that colour and a bit of the pink that we used. And up the side. They do have like a line going up their face, whether they're smooth or... And we're going to put some more shadows in his body underneath. I'm going to use that same colour, the Payne's grey, and a wee bit of the permanent rose and a tiny wee bit of violet, just to darken under there as well, and here. And I want to feather some of these highlights out a bit. Just lifting them with a damp brush. Some papers are easier to lift paint on than others. Now, where the highlight's going to be in the eye, because it's a round ball, there'll be one underneath as well. So I'm lifting that out carefully. And the same with the other eye. It's a reflection that comes right through from the highlight in the eye, which I'm going to put in with a bit of white gouache at the end of the painting. And the nostrils, we're going to lift those out. Get a wee curly tail on the nostrils. And there's a little bit down this ear here that I think could be highlighted. Not actually lifting out very well on this paper. If you half close your eyes, you can see where the highlights are. There's a pretty good one there. I'm going to just dab it, not. And there's another one coming down the other side. I just want to soften a bit. And one coming down from the eye. I'm going to deepen some of the colour again, this time with the Payne's Grey, which is my darkest grey. Just putting in some that I see quite nearly carelessly. I'm going to soften it. Yep, a little bit there. Almost has a bluishness, this, the black fur. Leave around the eye and that bit. I'm going to soften all that. Over the top of his head. And there's another really dark part here, which comes up in like a triangle. You keep looking at your reference photo to right under the ear. You want to blend that out a bit. And over that ear. Comes right down here. And then this bit. Come right. Okay, we're just going to soften all that in. I'm going to put it. Using your brush a bit higher up, giving your arm the freedom. And a bit more into his nose where it's at its darkest. Leaving the nostrils. Soften that. And darken the shadow bit just slightly above it. I wanted to define it here a bit. Into the shadow. He has some whiskers, they're not very visible, but I'm going to put a few wee dots. I'm going to soften this shadow. And the very last thing I'm going to do is get some white gouache. Use this fine brush. And I'm going to put the highlight in his eye, which goes across the pupil into the iris. And you can see that wee reflection down there, which I'm putting in because it didn't lift out all that well. And the other eye, and the same. And a few highlights across his nose. And a few whiskers. And we'll call them finished. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Bye.